By 15, Mary was back in Jerusalem with her parents, and it is here where Herod became interested in her. Herod's interest in Mary had two main factors. The first was political. Herod was a descendant on his mother's side of Eleazar, thus of royal blood, but Eleazar was the younger brother of Judah and Simon. Therefore, Herod's claim to the throne was weaker than Mary's or her cousins, who all descended from either Simon, Judah, or Jonathan. By marrying a woman with a closer claim to the throne, Herod would be assuring his children protection and security he could not have. Not only this, but on his father's side, Herod was of Arabitamite descent, his father, Antipater, being a convert to Judaism from polytheism. This descent made some Jews, particularly those in the Sanhedrin and nobility, distrust him in ways they wouldn't had his paternal side been as royal as his mother's. The second reason for his interest in Mary is that she was a beautiful young woman by all accounts, well-figured, with soft dark brown eyes that were filled with life, light brown skin, and whose intelligence, even at such young an age, rivaled some of the adults he knew. Of course, Mary hated Herod for the murder of her cousins and grandfather, so wanted nothing to do with him. In this, she was supported by her mother, but her father saw things differently. Simon, one could say, was pragmatic. He knew Herod had the backing of Rome, that the Sanhedrin supported him in the main, so there was no possibility of a Hasmonaean restoration. His wife's family was, for the foreseeable future, and perhaps forever, cut off from royal power. Knowing this, he did what he thought was the smart thing, becoming friendly with Herod and earning a place at his court. Simon's main goal in life was to become high priest of the temple. He was, as was mentioned, a descendant of Aaron, but was in the senior line, so it was impossible for him to inherit the position. He saw the new king as a way to it, and therefore, when Herod began showing interest in Mary, Simon saw an opportunity. He used his daughter like a game piece to advance his own career, offering her hand to Herod. When they learned of this, Alexandra and Mary were horrified, but as Simon did, unfollow the Essene movement, which saw women as equal to men, unable to refuse marriage contracts. He forced Mary to accept the arranged marriage. She tried to run to Qumran, to be with Menahem, but the night she attempted her escape, Herod's palace guard, a regiment of Germanic warriors, intercepted and blocked her path. The following morning Simon gave her to Herod as his wife, performing the ceremony himself. The year was 21 BC, and Mary was 16. Together the Hasmonean princess and her husband would have 4 children. Alexander, born 20 BC, Aristobulus, born 19 BC, Seleucia, born 17 BC, born 16 BC. Despite the hatred she felt towards Herod, Mary adored and loved her children, raising them in Judaism so that, she hoped, they would not behave as their father did. Herod was a cruel and vicious king, oppressing his own people with the help of the Romans, allowing polytheists to worship in the temple in Jerusalem, and even placing a Roman eagle, a sign of the empire, on the temple roof in 17 BC to all traditional Jews. The eagle was an insult to God and his people Israel. A group, calling themselves Zealots, formed soon after this under a rabbi named Judah of Galilee to combat Herod's reign, taking inspiration from the Maccabeans a century before. Judah did not believe in peaceful resistance like some of his fellow rabbis taught. Rather, he believed only violence could free Israel, and so, equipped with a dagger, he led assassination missions against Judean and Roman officials alike. These assassinations with daggers quickly led to the Romans dubbing them sicarii, meaning, quite literally, dagger men. Judah and his followers struck out across Judea, earning a reputation for sparing no one connected to Rome. Herod, for obvious reasons, became paranoid of the Zealots, terrified they might find their way into the royal palace and strike him down for his sins.